Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. So, having equipped ourselves now, we are in the chariot. We know how to handle the chariot, isn't it? The chariot needs to be taken good care of. You need to clean it, the required fuel needs to be, added to the vehicle as and when required. What petrol that is uncontaminated, that is good for the running of the battery and the vehicle is what that needs to be fed to the body. And this body is driven by the senses which do their jobs. They have to be very, very clear. They give us knowledge about the world that we are in. So through forms, through smells, through sounds, it adds, it enhances, and in that only we know this field of experience is, enhanced, it is created for us. We know this world around us through the senses. That should be, whatever inputs we are getting through the senses should be properly handled by the mind, which holds the senses under its control. While it enjoys, it recognizes the forms, it itself is controlled by the intellect. This intellect, which knows which way, because now it knows the goal. It has to drive the mind, the senses, and the horses, the horses towards that destination. And I am seated in the chariot, so the horses will pull the chariot. The chariot cannot move on its own. So this way, when the intellect guides the mind, whatever be the senses, oh mind, you need to take this direction. And where does the intellect get that order from? It takes orders from the Atman, who is, now if we say Atman, we should look at ourselves and go by our conscience. That conscience-driven actions, conscious-driven thinking must happen. We must not go against our conscience at any point of time. So here, as we begin, we have equipped ourselves now. We know where is the goal, and we are getting ready. Okay, so now we have seen what is the praman. The Vedanta Shastra is praman. Praman, proof of knowledge. Because through the Shastras, we are going to get that knowledge. That knowledge which will give us moksha. And with that moksha, what happens? We arrive at that state which is Nityanandam. That param pad we attain. So we know, we have understood that we were looking for that param pad elsewhere in the world. And now we have started this journey to go within, because the Shastras declare that the Lord is within, that divinity is within, that Parampad is within. So while taking this journey within, I have assumed myself to be somebody, right? Because I take this, I'm identified with my body, with my senses, with my idea of what the world has to be like, everything. Because assuming that I am this body and mind, and assuming that there are many such bodies with many minds, okay, there has been clash, there has been infatuation, there has been misery, there has been struggle, competition, all of that. So I recognize that all of this also needs to go, because that's what is giving me trouble. No? In the world, everyone is looking for peace, but nobody seems to be fighting. Though the intention is peace, there is no peace around. So where is the mistake? What are we doing? Where are we going wrong? So having realized this, so now we recognize that that's, masters say that is the only true transformation and only revolution that can happen. What is that? Me dropping my wrong ideas of who I am. And when I come to recognize that I am that peace personified, then that is true revolution. One who has conquered the mind has conquered the world. You would have heard many masters say on similar lines, isn't it? Speaking similarly. One who has conquered the mind is the emperor. Not the one who's ruling over others. So what is true strength? If you are in total control of your body, mind, and senses, then you are a king. So in different ways, we have heard masters speak of this. So we know that this external leader or ruler is not the true ruler. Having understood this, what are we going to do? Okay, so here Acharya prescribes two methods. For he says, there has been a certain impurity of the mind and the intellect. It is in this that we have had a lot of confusion, isn't it? Not knowing, I have started assuming certain things, not knowing the truth of who I am. Under this misconception that I am this body, I am this mind, I lived my life, which gave rise to a lot of impure expressions. It was sahajam, it was natural. But since those expressions are there, so then Shastras prescribe for this jnanam to take place, for this knowledge to take place, first of all, this mind and intellect need to be purified completely. Because it is with this mind only. There is a lot of emphasis on this intellect. When I'm saying mind now, I'm talking of that intellect, which directs. This intellect has to yoke itself to the highest and be able to withdraw from the lower self. What is this lower self? This lower self which was born, the ego for that matter. Ego which was born because I didn't know the truth of who I am, that I thought, this is who I am, this is who I am this way, I am not this way, I want to be there, I didn't do this right, I should have done that. This I thought that is being born is always based, it is based on not knowing my true self. It is born like that. And we have helped each other have that by none of us knew the truth. So we, we mutually respected, even today we do, we mutually respect each other's egos. Nobody will, in the goodness of who I am, I don't want to hurt anybody. I am only talking of ego only there, right? So this is ego, which is there in the intellect. That needs to go. Without that going, one is not even ready for this jnana. So this intellect is where the problem arose. In the intellect only the knowledge has to come. Through intellect only knowledge has to come. For that knowledge to come, there are two, for that mind to be prepared for that knowledge, there are two verses here which deal with karma yoga and upasana yoga. So these two are prescribed by the Shastras. Okay, so we shall just read the 5th and the 6th verses. And what does it say here? Astikyam dridamoolameva manuja sampadyatvaaditaha karmacharayutastatascha bhavatu swargadi bhogechaya swargadavapi chakramena gamito nairashyamevasthire nitya vicharane swadhikrita statvam samanvichatu jnanapte paripantinau kilamalau vikshepadoshasthatha cheto nishtha maharipu prathamas-chonmula niyau yataha kamam duramapasya karma nirato malinyariktastatah chittaikagrya susiddhaye cha bhajatam nishkamanopasanam. So here, having understood that the Vedantic teachings, yesterday we saw Vedantic teachings, there are these 4 basic important ideas that are given. What is it? That aham, I am Chaitanya Swarupa. What is the nature of the self? That it is Chaitanya. It is of the nature of consciousness. It is Nirguna Swarupa, Satya Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. This Chaitanya Swarupa, it is of the nature of consciousness. This consciousness has no attributes, no qualities, no, it has got no form. It is of the nature of truth, and it is Ananda Swarupa. So if this is something I need to understand about myself, because Vedanta Shastra says that is who you are. Tattvamasi, that is this way. So how am I to recognize that? Because Anandam is known, and I know it is always mixed up. It is never pure Anandam, and it doesn't last. And I myself, I don't think I am something like, see, when will you be Ananda Swarupa? When will you be the Satya Swarupa? What is Satyam? Satyam is that which prevails. Satyameva jayate. Whether anything else remains or not, the truth is of the nature of existence. It should remain, isn't it? If it doesn't remain, how can I call it the truth? Something is there today, or maybe, let's say for 100 years it is there. After 100 years, we really don't know whether this will last. Is it like that? Oh no. Then it can't be called the truth. Whether I know the truth or don't know, there is that truth, and the truth exists all the time. It is eternal. Not only is it eternal, it is changeless. What is the point? If the truth keeps changing every day, That means it doesn't remain what it was yesterday. There is no point of me calling it the truth. It is just something, an experience which has come and gone. So the truth cannot be like that. Truth is eternal, it is changeless. I am Satya Swarupa. Now Vedanta declares this. So you are that. Huh? So this knowledge is given. How do I come to recognize it? That I am Chaitanya Swarupa, consciousness, and I have no attributes. For that, we will need to apply what is prescribed is Karma Yoga. Huh? In this, first of all, I must have faith. Okay, when Shankara speaks of, he talks of this Vedanta Shastra being, the sixth sense. We talk of five senses, isn't it? So he says, like we have a lot of faith in our senses to record whatever is, to be known about the world around us. We say, isn't it? I see it. I have faith in my eyes. I am seeing it. Keep faith in the eye, for the eye is the praman for any form, any color, isn't it? What does the eye do? The eyes reach out. It is the faculty of vision which helps you see color. It helps you see form. So sight is possible because of the eyes. Now that is known, that is universal. Every eye will pick up only forms and color. Now, conditions of the eye and other factors may affect the viewing of it. But that the eye sees color and form, there is no doubt about it, isn't it? So this faith one has, it is not even faith, after which you just call it a fact. It is a fact. There is a question of me keeping faith in it, isn't it? So it's a fact. Today I am in the female body. That I am a woman is a fact. Does it depend on my faith in it? No, it doesn't depend. If I am in the male body, I am a man. Does it require any faith? No. It is what is known. It is a fact. So like that, the eye, the ear. See, the ear can never get vision. It can only hear sounds. Right? So if I have a ear, I must hear a sound. That's a fact. The quality of sound, because of a basic impairment in the ear itself, I have not been hearing properly, is a different thing. The condition is known. That is why we treat our eyes. That's why we treat our ears. Okay, if I cannot see, I know that I cannot see, but I still bank on my eye only to see it. Therefore, I get spectacles. I rectify it. But the eye sees, the ear hears, the nose smells. Fact, right? Like that, he says, for Paramam Padam, Vedanta is the Praman, fact. So Shankara says, I assume those who have come to study Vedanta, who have come to ask about Paramam Padam, should take it. So we must be ready. We have never heard like this before. We know of the five senses. We have used it in the world. Vedanta Shastra to be Praman. So we have to keep faith. It is a fact we have to accept. When we recognize more and more that, yes, it is leading me to that, what happens? I don't need faith anymore. I recognize it as a fact. Like I don't need to be told that the eye sees and the nose smells, right? So I come to recognize it. But until that time, I must, yesterday we saw, we shouldn't have kutarka. We shouldn't apply logic through our own mind of whatever knowing I have. Because as it is declared that it is born in ignorance. You've been thinking not the right way. So Vedanta Vichara is right thinking. You have to apply the knowledge of the Shastras and come to see. Not our own knowledge. Our own thinking is like this and the words meet. So therefore, I come to this. That is illogical. Dustarkat suviramyatam. In Sadhana Panchakam, Adi Shankara, he says that. That is one of the lines that he gives for a sadhak. And what is dustarka? It is applying your own mind to debate on Shastras. No. First of all, listen. Keep listening until you are not tuned in to the way of thinking of the Shastras. The Shastras teach us how to think. That is the way we must think. So that is what we must follow. Having followed this, I come to recognize that Vedanta Shastra is like another sense only. That is the sixth sense, which I have to rely on, have faith, and apply that. So Vedanta Shastra says what one must do, because there has been this misconception of the ego. Ego is born there, naturally born. We did not go to any school to learn, isn't it? Ego is naturally born. I didn't go to school and college, but I have to go to Gurukula to understand I am not that. That is a different thing. But this is naturally born, and each one is mutually, because I believe I am this ego, when everyone else believes they are that, I allow it to be. I have no problem with that, because my karma doesn't oppose this. I can, in ignorance, keep on doing many things, thinking that I am a great doer. In ignorance, I am doing. So it is not opposing. So my karma, what have I done, what have I not done, see what I have done. You have been doing all that in ignorance only. And here the Shastra is saying that is the ignorance that needs to go. Forget what you have done and what you have not done. So this mala needs to go. That is the first layer of ignorance. And that will go only through karma yoga. So karma yoga is prescribed here. What is this karma yoga? Shastra say, nitya karma one should do. So what is to be done is prescribed. Nishiddha karma is given. What is prohibitory action? That should be avoided, not to be done. So there are these things. Now what is nitya karma? Nitya karma, according to your station, position in society, in your family, whatever it is. We all have a certain, in relation with the other members, here we are to do something, isn't it? That's our duty. So as a child or as a parent, as a sibling, as a member of a particular community, as a member of a society, I have certain karmas to be done. This nitya karma also includes, Deva Yajna. There are 5 yajnas that we have to do. Deva Yajna. One is worship of the Lord. Worship of the Lord. That one who holds, who is the collective. Okay? We are all ruled by that one. We are controlled by that one. Whether we like it or we don't like it. There is no other reason why we should be here where we are today. There is that controller. There is that wielder. That unto that Lord. Offerings unto that Lord. Worship unto that Lord. Prayers unto that Lord. Deva Yajna is required. Then what we come to is Pitra Yajna. What is Pitra Yajna? To worship, all reverentially think about and in gratitude offer our prayers and worship to Pitra. Pitra means all our forefathers, respecting them for where they are and what they have done. We follow a particular lineage. This is our past. Because they were there, we are here. Understand, reverentially offering prayers to Pitra also can really brighten up, can enlighten our thinking, I'm telling you. A lot of people are missing this today. We ask whether we should do it or no, what purpose they have gone. Do not simply cut off. The Shastras maintain that the family is a unit of society, not an individual. Today, what is happening more and more, the individual somehow, this kind of, thought forms have come that the individual constitutes the society. Is an individual unit? No, the family. If the family is a unit, there is a lot of, you just do away with a lot of unnecessary depression, all the other frustration, everything that's coming into society today as a whole. When the family becomes a unit. So if the family is the unit, then there has to be a narrative, for the family to stand together, for the values that we inculcate within ourselves, for what the wisdom that is being passed on by our, generations that have been before. They have passed on certain knowledge. We must also pass this on to the coming generations. That is how society will be held together. Not individuals cannot hold society together. Today, society is going, it is being scattered, distracted. It is creating, it's like as though it is committing suicide. Because everyone is standing alone, isolated. They are going to be depressed and frustrated in life. This cohesive whole as a family is very important. There may be differences, we have to resolve them, okay? But most importantly, stand as a family. And when we stand as family, few families together stand as a community. Few communities stand together as a state. That's how, with all our differences, we are still together. Now, then there can be an evolving society which is created. This alone, a society alone, which is based on an individual, will not survive long. There will be dejection, depression, disappointment at every step. There will be chaos, there will be confusion, right? So this is what, this Pitra Yajna is very important for us. Reverentially, you may know who your Pitra is, not know, but begin. Thank you for being there, because somewhere this body has come through because of the 3 generations, so that is very important. Pitra Yajna. Then there is this Rishi Yajna. What is this Rishi Yajna? Study of the scriptures, study of these, ancient wisdom that is being passed on by the rishis, by the munis, chanting them, chanting the mantras that have been, shlokas that have been told. Study and learn them. Whether you understand the meaning or no, slowly the meaning will be revealed to us. When we with an attitude of such reverence and respect and love, we approach it, we will understand the wisdom. See, how will we ever pay Rishi Rina? How can we ever, how much they have done? They have left such volumes of work for us. They spend their lifetimes so that we don't have to worry. We just need to pick the book, read and apply. They made it easy for us. So only by studying that can we really pay back what they have done to us, isn't it? We must take some time, half an hour, spend in simply reading books by masters. That itself is so purifying. So we must. This is Nitya Karma. Then we come to Manushya Yajna and Bhuta Yajna. Manushya Yajna, reverentially, with lot of respect and love, serve humankind. One must be of help to whoever who needs it. You don't have to go and knock at every door. You need anything? You need it? No. You just find out. If you know that there is this person who needs something, offer your help. Go and do some seva. What kind of seva? Where you're not going to be getting any monetary benefit of doing that job. Spend an hour or two in your everyday, Nitya Karma, add this also. I will be of some help. Whatever I like doing, okay, in that way. Through charity, through your time, through the energy spent, saying kind words to some people, encouraging some people if they are feeling low. That is also way of being. Yes, I'm with you, to encourage that, inculcate that love, inculcate that the more you give away from your being, out of your, loving nature, you will see kindness grows, love grows in society. Only when we have offered it this way to the other. So all of this has to be done. Buddha, to all the environment around you, to the nature around you, trees, plants, animals. See if you can serve them. You must feed them. That is why in our culture it is always first thing when it is cooked. Not only to the devas is some plate gone to the altar. Some is gone with reverence to thinking of the pitra. Then all this food is also offered. You go out, you will see birds are being fed, some dog, some cow is being fed. It must be done regularly. We must take care of plants. We must grow them. We must grow trees. Like Rabindranath Tagore said, even if we know that this tree is going to take 25 years, we may not even be sitting under the shade of the tree or enjoying it, but we must plant it so that our future generation, this is how even Pitra comes. They have done certain good things. That is why we are benefiting, isn't it? So we must look this way and plant trees so that the future, what kind of a world are we leaving for our own children and grandchildren? We must pay attention to that. Okay, so this is all the nitya karma that needs to be done. And how is this karma to be done? Surrender, in the attitude of surrender to the Lord. Nothing is mine, I am not the doer, Lord. This way, and whatever I get, I should not say, I did that, I did this, then why am I getting this? No, prasada buddhi. This is what is, whatever it is, this is what has come my way. Okay, so I accept it. I have no problem. It's so hot, it's raining, what do I do now? No, it's raining. Okay, that's what it is. You can do something about it, but first of all, you have to be in that acceptance of that. You can't fight that itself. Most of us not in the acceptance, because if you are in the acceptance, then only some change can be possible. The moment it has come to us, why me? I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't deserve this. Why is it raining on such a beautiful day? No, it's raining, that's it. From there begins. So this kind of acceptance, this kind of surrender, one must develop. What is all the nishiddha karma prohibitory? What I do not like done to me, I should not be doing to another. I don't like to be cheated. I don't like anybody to tell lies to me. I shouldn't do that to the other. I don't like being robbed. I should not rob the other. I don't like anyone breaking my trust. I should not break another's trust. I don't like anybody harming me, hurting me, being violent with me. I must never do that to the other. Is that very difficult to understand? Huh? But that must be practiced. Okay? So when all of this is being done, this is prescribed for the purification of the intellect. So when that purification begins here, this ego hold on our intellect begins to dissolve. So this is the reason why karma yoga has to be done. The rishis don't have any selfish reasons for telling us, give up your ego. Okay? Why we have to give it up? In understanding, we must know. This way, the ego entanglements are dissolved. We feel free from the ego. When we are free from this ego, and this mala goes, kama, krodha, lobha, moha. Huh? What are these? These are all born out of from the ego, isn't it? Desires, anger, frustration, infatuation, all this is Because I am here, that thought I is there to clean that, to clean all of this. No more krodha, no more himsa coming up. Why? I have lived my life this way. I have practiced karma yoga. If you are a karma yogi and this has not gone away from you, understand you have made a mistake in somewhere in karma yoga. Because it has to happen. If you are a true karma yogi, there can be no more kama, no more desire of the world. No more krodha, unnecessary anger towards people coming up. This cannot be. Seeing this differentiation, this cannot come. Being infatuated, be getting carried away with something, cannot be. That means you have to go back. Where have you gone wrong? Karma yoga. Such a mind which is purified, with no longer of that kama, krodha, infatuation, nothing coming up, sudden attraction for something. This is not coming. Such a mind becomes ready for upasana. And that is what is dealt with. In the upasana yoga is dealt with in the 6th verse of ours, which we read. This 6th verse deals with upasana. Upasana is what? We call it meditation. But this meditation, we must understand, Vedantic meditation is different. Until we do not understand that, oh, this jnanam is what I must be ready for. With that jnanam, I will get moksha, and moksha will bring me nityananda. That understanding is clear. So this jnanam I have to get. But my mind is not ready. Vedanta says, mind has to be ready to receive this jnanam. So therefore, I need to make it. Why am I not ready today to get this jnanam? Because the mind is full of raga dvesha. It has its likes and it has its dislikes. Right? So this has to go. All projections have to go. So karma yoga makes me pure. It removes all this kama krodha, the basic first layer of mala, we said, no? Impurities, that goes. Second layer of mala is this vikshepa that happens. What is vikshepa? Because I didn't know who I am, at a deep psychological level, I have developed liking towards some things and dislike towards something. So I am always, attracted to what I like. So that what I like stops me from seeing what is the truth. Are we seeing this? Very important here. So this extrovertedness, this restlessness, constantly when I see something, I know this is what it is. Actually, this is what it is, This is not, we are projecting. Who has told you that's what it is? According to my own thinking, I'm projecting something. I knew she is like this. I've always seen. No, if you truly knew, you would truly know her as Satchit Ananda Swarupa. That is the truth about everyone. But if you haven't known this, you are engaging in projections. So I have created an image of myself. This is the image I like to hold. I have in my actions, through my actions, I have see, when karma yoga is being done with the attitude of creating such an image in the other's eyes, already it is not karma yoga. That is why karma yoga is something else. We have to clearly understand. We are creating this image so that I get an image of being a very nice person, being this person a very spiritual person, whatever it is. Outwardly I'm doing all this, inwardly it has not gone. That is why karma yoga, if you have not done, inwardly it has suppressed all these emotions. Then you can't see things clearly. Okay, you are projecting something into the world, and whatever another does, you are falling for those projections. So really it is not clear, at a deep psychological level, the mind, intellect is not pure. It is very clear, this is right, that is wrong. Oh, how did you come to this conclusion that this is right and that is wrong? Because I've been brought up like that. I have decided this is, oh, if that right and wrong is coming because you're conditioned to think like that, then that is not the truth. Your conditioning cannot decide what is right and what is wrong. Very deep thing, huh? We may be talking about it in one verse, but to really work upon it may take some time. But that is not what we are bothered about. We are, just focusing on purifying. So therefore, this extrovertedness has to go. So when we are meditating, okay, the meditation, first of all, this upasana should make us relax. It should be rested. Okay, rested. So wherever we are, we have to be rested. In what way? When we sit, do this kind of meditation that allows you to rest, relax totally. Now, there are many guided meditations available for relaxation, after which they may go into some things which is not required for us. Vedanta, we say, no, don't see any light, don't see any more projections now. Just be with this in a relaxed state. So wherever you are, and see, Vedanta, we say, which is our tool, which is our weapon? It is through the intellect, right? We have to get that jnana. So that intellect has always to be functioning very well in a polished way. When does the intellect function? It functions in the state of waking, isn't it? Jagrat avastha, not when you're sleeping, no problem. So meditation, you should not sleep. That is one thing. If you have to follow, if you have to polish this intellect, then you need it polished, purified, for it to become ready to receive this self-knowledge, Atmajnana. So, in that meditation, we must practice single-pointedness, focusing, no distractions. Distractions are caused because of the Rajoguna in us, What happens is Vikshepa becomes too much. Okay? So Vikshepa is what? This projections, this restlessness. Why did she do that? Why did that? The mind is always chattering. So to become relaxed and to focus. So what can you focus upon? You have to take that mind to focus upon. What is my true nature? Vedanta Shastra says, this is my true nature. I am consciousness. How am I? I am changeless, right? So I am allowing for the mind to the intellect to just rest upon these ideas, focus upon these ideas. Okay? When I focus upon them, every other distractions should go. This is the purpose of that upasana. All vikshepas must go away. So when I'm sitting for meditation, I can even think of inculcating certain values within. I may do it. You may call it imagination, you can call it visualization, no problem. But what are you visualizing? That I am endowed now. I am empowered now with all those qualities. What are those qualities? Those values that will help me attain this jnana. Okay? Because that leads to purification of the intellect. I need not here say aham brahmasmi or anything like that. If you feel like you say that, but you are understanding that it is without that understanding I'm saying, because Shastras are saying this. But if it helps you focus and not be distracted, then that is the meditation that one has to do. This is the upasana. You can look at with your eyes open, you can do it with your eyes closed. In various scriptures, in the Drigdrishya Viveka, it is clearly mentioned. In the Taittiriya Upanishads, in the Mundaka, Mandukya, you have many upasanas given. How to go through this meditation to be able to stop all projections of the mind. And see, if you are progressing well in meditation, then in your waking state, this projection should stop. Because we are talking of absorbing this jnana in the waking state alone. So in the waking state, the intellect should be free of all projections. We are not talking of samadhi state in meditation. That's the basic difference between Vedanta meditation. Why? Because samadhi, what is the state of samadhi? There we say there is no intellect, isn't it? No mind. Samadhi is what? You're sitting, absolutely no distraction, because there is no mind in that state, and that is a possible state. We are not denying that. Vedanta doesn't deny that. There is only awareness and nothing else is known. Wonderful. So now you come out of samadhi, then the intellect says, yes, I was in samadhi. It was a beautiful state. Okay. So that was a beautiful state. Now you have come from samadhi to your office. Because you have to go to work. Your work may be like a market, fish market. You know, people around you are the ones whom you can't see eye to eye. You are meeting people in society. Some you like, some you don't like. What is happening to the mind here? Can't bear it. Can't stand it. Oh. So you want to be in samadhi all the time? Yes. Vedanta says, then what is the point? Then go to the caves and remain there. You attaining that peace in cave in isolation is good. But when you come down from the cave to society, if that peace is lost, that means that peace is also another experience. And we have said the truth cannot be that experience, because experiences come and go. So even that great state of samadhi comes and goes. Then it is of no point. You have to be abiding in that. How can you abide? Only when all these vikshepas in the mind go away. So as I am interacting with my fellow beings, with my relatives, with my friends, I am in a state of relaxed condition. I am not projecting anything. I am not looking at their projections also. So when that person is expressing anger towards me, I said, okay, this person is expressing anger. I am not angered. So I am relaxed and I just be with that person. When I am with that person, since I am not responding, I am allowing that person to be angry because I am in great acceptance. I am not denying it. I am not saying they should not be like that. They should be like this. No, they are this way. Prasada buddhi. Oh, so this is what I got. So I just listen to that person. And once he has vented it, I say, I'm sorry that because of me, I see you have expressed anger. You know, you can't say, I didn't do anything. Why are you angry? That person is already angry. And you have also been part. We say, no, you cannot clap. You cannot hear the sound of clap without two hands. You have already done, whichever way. So you also don't know. Then you can go around. I didn't intend. What do we do first? I never said that. First of all, we deny. My intention was not there when pointed out that you did this. So you are constantly defending. Where is the raga dvesha gone? Where are the projections gone? It's not gone at all because karma yoga has not happened properly. So this has to go. You attain to that state. Then you say, may I hear you out? Will you please tell me? And when that person is telling you, you have to listen. You have to be available. With upasana, you will be focused on that problem rather than defending, excusing yourself. So you go deep into the truth of that problem. Exactly what did I do that I should not have done comes to you. Then you say, so this action prompted anger in this person. Now I see the source of that anger is this. Enough. Jnanam has come about in that. Isn't it? And when there is knowledge, the issue is resolved. But here I am not allowing for any issues to be resolved. Why? I am defending this I, ego I. I am defending constantly. No? That person insulted me, said this. I am not like that. Oh, really? Then why did it happen? See, when we look for the source, we should not be projecting anything about ourselves nor about the other person. I know this lady. She will talk like this only. You are projecting. You are not the truth. You are not seeking truth. If I am Satya Swarupa and the other one is also Satya Swarupa only. Because consciousness is the self in all. So if I am consciousness, the other is also consciousness only. If I am without attributes, the other is also without attributes. So I am Atman, I have no attributes, but that one, no, is a very crooked fellow. How can he be crooked fellow? He is also Atman only. So if you are truly seeking the self in you, you must be seeking that in the other also. In every interaction, it must go towards seeing that. That amount of focus, single-pointedness, I must have. That will free me of all distractions. Okay. Now, when you do this kind of upasana, very often distractions come in a different form. You know what? Siddhi, in the form of siddhis. When you're doing upasanas, when the mind is purified, that external kama, krodha, the I that was there, that is going away because I am engaging. The karma that I am doing has given me a lot of balam, inner strength. The karma yoga that I am doing. With that strength, I sit upon single pointedness, focus. I need to focus because this yatra is such that I am going, it is towards an unknown destination previously. So I have to equip myself this way. I need that inner strength coming up. With my karma yoga, I gather that to become single pointed, and in that single pointedness, I must not be distracted. Now what happens? As new things are being revealed to me, the perspective is very different from what it was before. I am gaining to see, how other people are functioning. What is their thoughts? I can read their mind. I can see. I can come to know that this is what they are going to say and do. So what is happening? I might get distracted here. And because when I express this way, people say, oh, you are beginning to see things, huh? That is why, oh, you're great. You know some things more than we all know. So what happens? You think now I have become Siddha Purusha. I am now doing certain meditation that will take me deeper into reading people's minds. That will take me deeper into manifesting something. That will take me that I think, I know, I thought, and this happened. So, this is happening. I feel great about it. Or that when I see it, I'm so scared that I stop this meditation. Whichever way, I have given focus to that. I have started focusing on that. I'm single pointed in that. Then also it is a problem. To be rid of all of these distractions. These are the distractions that are created in the mind itself. Mind is very powerful. So, to say no to all these siddhis. Why? I'm purifying this. I'm sitting in this meditation. If all these are coming, let it come up. But is this giving me jnana of my own self? Is Atma Jnanam, am I ready this way for it? That is important. That is the focus. You know, if we see, because such a mind, only such a mind can become now this mala, mala through karma yoga is removed. This vikshepa is removed through upasana. Then only through this third deep layer of avaranam is there. The covering of that self, isn't it? For that I need jnanam. That jnanam which I get from the Shastras will remove that avaranam. That is the third layer of ignorance that is there in us. So the first two are just to get ready for this jnana. Okay. Now here, if you see, we have heard of the story of Changdev Maharaj, isn't it? He was a great yogi. Having been a karma yogi, he has no such, he is understood about the ego and everything. But what has happened? He has even controlled his, there are no more projections because upasana is a great upasak. Okay, so he has done that upasana. While doing this upasana, he has gathered a lot of siddhis. So what happened? He kept gathering one siddhi after the other, mastering one siddhi after the other. So much so that he had this revelation about kaya kalpa. He knew how he could remain in the same body, maintain this body in such a way, sustain it for a long time. In fact, generation after generation, they in the village in Pandharpur, they left, but he was still there, continuing to live in this body. Okay, but what happened? He was so engrossed in this Shakti, in attaining these siddhis, okay, he had not yet reached that state of knowing the truth about himself. Very often, we too get carried away by such siddhis. We see this in the other and we think that is very beautiful to have. Because we have certain problems, and through these siddhis we look for solving that, isn't it? So we run after one siddhar master into another. We get lost like this in search of happiness again, right? So here, Changdev Maharaj once met with none other than Santa Jnaneshwar. You must have heard, no? Santa Jnaneshwar of Maharashtra. He was a young lad, and Changdev Maharaj, many hundred years old, 100 and above, because he continued to live in the same body. He went to meet Sant Jnaneshwar riding a tiger with a poisonous snake in his hand. And he was riding that, he went to meet Sant Jnaneshwar. He was sitting with his brother, Guru brother, Nivrittinath, Sopanadev, his brother was there, and Muktabai, his sister. They were all young children sitting on a wall on the outskirts of the village, and they knew that Changdev Maharaj was coming. So Nivrittinath tells Jnaneshwar, let's go and receive this Mahan Yogi. Let him not come, we should go to him. So as he's coming, they're sitting on the wall, Sant Jnaneshwar just wills that they should go, and the wall moves, with them. And Changdev Maharaj sees this, and he falls at his feet, and he says, "Oh Sant Jnana, I have all the siddhis over animate things. Whatever is living, I have control over that. But I see you have control even over the inanimate ones. So what is this?" And he says, "I'm quite fed up. I see the tej in you. What is it that you have got that I haven't?" So that is when Sant Jnaneshwar gives him that gyan. Now he's fed up with his own siddhis. So you see, one gets fed up with Swarga experience, one gets fed up with the Siddhi experience also someday, because that is coming and going. It is an experience. After hundreds of years, you will get fed up with that. Changdev Maharaj was fed up. And he says, what I see in you, I see something that you know that I don't. And he falls at his feet. He surrenders with an attitude of surrender. And that is when Sant Jnanoba Maharaj gives him that, what is called Sangde Pasashti, 65 verses of self-knowledge. After studying, receiving those verses, he realized his self and was liberated. So this Jnanam gave him moksha. And after that, he remained in Nityananda Swarupa, in that state. Okay, so one has to become ready. So Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga take us with faith in the Vedanta Shastra, as though that is the sixth sense. We proceed because I want this jnana, this self-knowledge in my intellect has to shine. The intellect is where ignorance has grown and misconception started. That is where I must have knowledge. It is in that knowledge that ignorance will go. Once that ignorance is gone, then beautifully in that knowledge, not only am I attaining to Nityananda, because I'm mukta, I am free of all these limitations that I derived in ignorance. In that way itself, at that time I'm free, and not only am I free, I have the right knowledge through the intellect to express through the body and the mind and contribute to the society. Now I come from a different, I come in knowing, not in ignorance. Previously, all the good work that I was doing, also supposedly good work, was getting done in ignorance. So all that goodness also didn't have much long phala. It did not have the effect that it should have had. It did not move for a long time. That phala came to an end soon, right? But not this. When it is coming from that state of consciousness, there is no right and wrong. It is the very life essence expressing. And it has to express through the intellect. If the words are spoken by the Acharya, books are written by them, these very tools are being used, isn't it? The intellect and the mind. But that truth shines through them and not, the impure intellect. That is the difference. This is how we must understand how this jnanam helps us to moksha, and through moksha into that parampada who we are. Once having understood that, you live accordingly. You express from that state. So that's why karma and upasana. So tomorrow, for 24 hours, as though we are great karma yogis, and upasana, we have received all that single pointedness, we will go into this jnana. Okay, so jnana phalam, and then the culmination is what we will be discussing tomorrow, with which we will conclude this Jivayatra, which we are understanding intellectually, which we know at least now. Where we must begin, where am I, where should I start, how should I start? And don't think these are exclusive. Karma yoga, I will keep on practicing only that, then I'll come to upasana yoga, and then 10 years later I will go to Jnana. Not like that. Simultaneously must happen. You must know where is the conflict happening. I need to practice some karma yoga here. Where is this practice that further understanding is not happening? I must do some upasana here. It should be applied simultaneously. So for today we will stop here. Do some reflect upon these verses. Do some mananam. The significance of it. Keep studying this way. Without that, one will not get to absorb and recognize the truth that is spoken of in the Shastras. Okay? So tomorrow we will go into Jnanam directly. We have to purify ourselves and reach there. Okay? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Shanti.